folks, welcome to the part 2 of my winter project on the GSX, and this is a really exciting episode because I made a lot of stuff ups. Just not knowing what I'm doing really. I should have read the manual properly on a lot of occasions, so I started off by removing the crash bars on this side. And as you can see, have a look at the tube, down tube there for the chassis on, and got marks and stuff on it, so I did put a couple of coats of paint on that. So here I am removing the alternator cover, which, you know, in my tiny mind, with my tiny brain, I thought this would be easy, but no. I should have known when it was so difficult to get off actually. And as the heading says, read the manual before you start, numb nuts. So after a lot of wriggling and jiggling and tapping with the rubber mallet, it popped off, which I thought that was brilliant. We're away. But the reason it was hard to get off was because you're supposed to remove the starter motor first. Anyway, she's looking pretty gnarly there. And it's a fair bit of work to try and get all that corrosion off the front of that. So, here we go. And my second big mistake was using 320 grit sandpaper. I thought this would speed things up. What it did was make sandpaper scratches all throughout the aluminium, which no matter how much I polished it, I couldn't get them off in the end, but hopefully when it's on the bike you'll barely see them. I wonder if you knew how much work that you had to do to get these things shiny, whether you'd go ahead with it in the first place. That's the clear coat I'm getting off back there. And that's the clear coat stuck in there as well. You can see the scratches. Oh my goodness. So in the tiny grooves and stuff I got out the rotary tool, and that was very good. It actually took quite a bit of that top layer off and polished it around those screw lugs. Not sure what I'm using here. I think that's Meguiar's Ultimate Polish. That's good stuff, that Meguiar's Ultimate stuff. That is easy top in the background there. The radio going. Still see the scratches if you look up close. Anyway, now onto the crash bar. Cleaned it up. First I cleaned all the wax and stuff off it with the IPA spray. try and stop the rust with some rust converter. Hopefully this will put an end to it spreading any further. While I'm experimenting here, I don't really want to go and fork out a lot of money to get these re-chromed. So hopefully the process I'm using now will be good enough. It'll stop the rust and not look quite as bad. It's never going to be perfect, that's for real. If I wanted a concourse condition, I'd have to go and get it re-chromed, but I'll put up with it looking just nice and shiny. So clean that stuff off with nets. On the bottle of that rust converter it says you can actually paint over it. Yeah, I don't think I'll risk that somehow. So that's the base coat, the undercoat there, the grey undercoat. Then I put a black layer on, which they say enhances the chrome spray. But anyway, so that's a black gloss over the undercoat, and then I made my third big mistake by not taking the masking tape off. Which of course, after I put this artificial chrome paint shit on, got ridges where the masking tape stopped and started, so yeah, I wouldn't do that again. I'd just take that off and then proceed to the last layer of paint. So I take the masking tape off and you'll see the ridges, see the where it stops and starts. Doesn't look too bad there actually, but what I've got to do now is sand it all back to, well, get some cutter and take it all back so it's a smooth edge, which took a bit of work. So I tried purple metal polish, the original purple metal polish, but it wasn't quite abrasive enough. So as you can see, it's still some there, paint on that part of the crash bar there, so try some Maguire's Ultimate Compound. This stuff's really good. Yeah, you can hear the difference. So that's off. And now for the masking tape edges. I'm using Maguire's again. Try and take, what it means of course that I've got to put another coat of that artificial chrome paint on after I've done all this. But as I said, I think that the rust has developed in, not at the front of the crash bars, but nearer the back, so you might not see it hopefully. starting to smooth out a bit now. Leave that. My goodness, I hope the other side's easier. There you go. Put a layer of another layer of that chrome, artificial chrome stuff on. Doesn't look too bad. On a quick glance, you'd almost think, goodness me, that's been painted. Nah. See what happens anyway when it goes on the bike. You can see how I've painted the frame tube down there, and got overspray on the what do you call it, VIN number plate, VIN plate. So that was Maguire's again. Take the paint off that. And there we go, that looks pretty good.
Hey tubes, this is a bit earlier than I had hoped, but I've run into a bit of trouble. My fault for not reading the manual, but when I took the alternator cover off, I thought it would be just do what I had to do to that and then put it back on, but I didn't read the manual properly because putting it back on is a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. So it's a major shit ahead. I'll just show you what I mean. Right, here's the starter motor gear, drive gear, and here's the starter motor drive wheel. So that goes through onto a shaft here, but you can't get that in, you can't line that up, that hole up with the shaft. And so in the manual it tells you that you need to remove the starter motor. So the starter motor is there. You think, oh yeah, okay, got to remove that. Come around the other side. In order to remove the starter motor, you need to remove this oil junction here and this oil junction here. Get them out of the way so you can get to the bolts that hold the starter motor on, and then extract it. You also have to drain the oil because you've got to remove these. So it's turning into a slightly harder job than I thought. So Nev was right, it's going to be a big job. So I'll get started, drain the oil now and then remove those oil junction things, but I'll just call this part 2 because otherwise you'll be waiting for months for part 2. I'll just get rid of it now. Thanks.